It's my last shift. I've worked 3 days in a row. Do back-to-back 10-hour shifts. Wednesday, I drove from 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. from Maryland to Kansas. Then I worked the following morning, 9:30 to 8 p.m. And then yesterday, I worked 9 a.m. to 7:45. And I'm supposed to be off at 6:30.
Damn.
Yeah, I just got caught up in the office. Just fucking right.
Damn, that's a week, man. That's a lot.
Oh, dude, my brain's fucking fried.
My brain wouldn't be working if I were you, Cyro.
My brain is so fried. All right. I feel like this is like, in the Temple of Doom, the monkey brains they're eating. I'm the monkey brains right now. Also, last night I referenced Temple of Doom for some reason in conversation with Luke. I don't know what we were talking, but I said, my car was still messy from my drive because I literally have not had time to really unpack or anything just because I've been running around. And whenever I'm home, I just want to rest. And my car had a bunch of shit. And my one friend, Paul, was complaining. I'm like, you're that. I should reference that he was like that one bitch in Temple of Doom who's like the singer in Shanghai. And then, Indiana Jones, Indy saves her life, okay? But she's complaining the whole plane ride because they're, like, sitting with the chickens, all right? He also saves her life again.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones movie.
It is.
Which, like,
good.
I also feel like out of the original three, it might be the slowest. No, yeah. I mean, Last Crusade. I can't really remember Last Crusaders.
Yeah, like I feel like I kind of want to go back and rewatch all the Indiana.
Oh, you try to rewatch the Indiana Jones, bro, and you realize how slow and how long those movies are. It turns out each one's like 2 hours and 45 minutes because I own all three on DVD and I tried to rewatch them. I was like, wow, these did not age well. They're like, the pacing's bad. It's like everything's slow. There's not a lot of, it's a lot of just walking. You realize it's a lot of Indiana Jones just fucking walking. He walks a lot.
Indiana Jones walking movie. We follow him around. It's just a journey.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah.
Have you never, Jackson? You definitely have never seen Indiana Jones.
No, but it sounds pretty badass.
Did you ever watch Star Wars?
No, but I did watch the first two Harry Potters.
Did your family? Recently. Okay, that's not even the same. So you just have not watched anything made by George Lucas.
Oh, I forgot about that. George Lucas did Indiana Jones?
Yes, and American Graffiti.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he directed. I think Steven Spielberg directed Indiana Jones, but George Lucas created it. You guys didn't know that?
Bastard. What?
George
about.
I just watched Like Mike as a kid every day for I think a good 2 years of my life.
My first pair of Jordans I made my mom write MJ on the inside of the tongue. I was like 8 years old, bro. I thought I was gonna be Mike.
I was obsessed. I wanted to get every time I saw a pair of shoes on a clothesline driving by, I would ask my mom, like, can we go take it down? And now it's funny because it's like that would be like, selling drugs or like different, like that. It has a different, or somebody died. Like it has different meanings, I guess. But yeah, I could say the movie like word for word at one point. Maybe one day I'll make it to the NBA.
True.
All right, let's get right in today. And the Celtics came back. Their comeback, Jackson, was.
As Nick knows, the last time there was a sporting event that a Boston team played a Miami team, I predicted it correctly against all odds. So this wouldn't be the first time.
You're getting credit. I'm impressed with Jackson sticking with his Celtics prediction. It could hold true. I would not have been able to think Celtics a few nights ago, but now things are different. Look, my dad's a Boston Celtics fan. I still don't believe it. I'm not buying it until it happens. And that's just, at the end of the day, I just want to hold my opinion. I'm not going to flip-flop on this one. I'm not going to pull Atlanta Hawks where I thought the Hawks were going to win it.
Yeah, I still think Jimmy gets it done in Game 6, but
so do I.
It's the Celtics. Yeah, it's you want to go against Gabe Vincent wasn't playing. Just take out the entire Miami Heat starting lineup now. Like have him play with just even more undraftable players. Are there
Dude,
people in the crowd we can get on the stands?
when Caleb Martin tweaked his knee and was on the ground for like 5 minutes, they panned to every injured Heat player, and they were just like, they just can't afford to lose another guy. They just can't. It's
like you're playing with fire, dude. Like you're playing with legit fire, man. You can't do that.
And I really think, dude, the other thing is the Boston Celtics touched like God. Okay, yesterday. Derek White, like, could not nobody could miss on the Celtics. Honestly, if I was on the Boston Celtics, I probably wasn't missing either.
The Miami Heat shot better from the field and shot 2 percentages worse from downtown.
How many threes did the Celtics put up?
41.
How many did the
39? Sorry, 23.
So you're saying there was a 16 3-point disparity?
As far as attempts go, but not percentage-wise.
Yeah, but like the percentage doesn't matter.
You
like
said
how many
they touched God.
They did though, dude. There was like maybe at the end of the game it didn't. I mean, even Sam Hauser hit like a half-court 3 to end the game.
I just don't think you're gonna win a playoff basketball game scoring 97 points. I don't think you're gonna do it. So Boston can take as many threes as they want. They can touch God. You guys can continue to not put money on the Miami Heat, even though it's been never done. This has never been done ever in the history of any NBA playoff event ever. And neither of you or Luke will back it up. Neither of you can cash your checks.
Luke said he was coming on.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous. I'm basically to our viewers, I'm like trying to get one person to give me 5-1 odds on $10, and none of these dudes are doing it.
Go to the sports book.
And it's crazy.
Odds. I'm not going to give you better odds than a sports book. I'm not.
You put your life on it yesterday, and yesterday's show you put your life that the Boston, or 2 days ago, that the Boston Celtics would not come back.
Yeah, and they still won't.
Can't cash the check. What is it? You can't cash the check that your mouth wrote.
Let's be honest. Look, this was a team that after winning last night 110-97, it's a 3-2 series. Game 6 is on Saturday. But the Celtics have won the last 2 games by a combined 30 points. Boston never trailed Thursday and led as many as 24 points. It was a 15-point game after the first quarter. Now, Derek White and Marcus Smart were amazing. And Gabe Vincent was out, and Max Strus and Kyle Lowry didn't do great. And Derek White went off for 24 points, 6 threes, 2 steals. Smart added 5 steals, 4 threes, and 23 points. I mean, this team just played with the defensive versatility. It was playing with the paying attention. And while you had Bam Adebayo 16 points, Jimmy Butler 14 points, they didn't play in the fourth quarter. And and I think this was something that we know that 150 teams who fell behind 3-0 have never won and came back. Only 3 teams have forced the game 7. It was not long ago that the Celtics were on the verge of, being swept. So the Celtics are looking like themselves. It took till game 4 of halftime for them to figure things out with their back to the wall. And Boston's contested shooting has been unsustainably good, but their attention to detail and intensity in every aspect of their identity and schemes on both ends have come back in full force.
Are you reading an athletic article or something?
No, you guys cut me off before I was going to say something right here. I was literally going to say, quote, Jared Weiss right there. Like there. Yeah, you got me off. I was about to quote. You cut me off. You literally I was literally about to say, literally the last paragraph I just read, I added, because I was originally reading ESPN, the stats, and then I got down to over here, there's a great quote called "Celtics look like themselves" by Jared Weiss, and it was the Celtics took until that little 2-paragraph thing, and then Jackson over here just fucking cut me off.
Well, yeah, it sounded like something was going on.
And then the last thing from this one's from Joe Varden is the last thing I want to say. Why the Heat are struggling? Why?
It's just funny.
I'm just taking pieces. So look at this. the Celtics have shut down Bam Adebayo. And Joe Varden says this: after attempting just 7 shots with 4 turnovers in game 4, he had 6 turnovers last night. And dude, we saw multiple times they're literally stripping the ball from him. They're slapping his hands. He's literally not being able to find his teammates open. Like with Gabe Vincent out, and like there really was only Kyle Lowry. Like, dude, they were running point guard as Caleb Martin at one point. So for me, when you looked at it, you legitimately didn't like Bam Adebayo is being shut down.
Adebayo, Bam Adebayo.
You ruined it by not being able to say it.
You know, Jackson, there's still like games left. Like, you know, the Celtics still have to win 2 games, right?
What do you
What do
mean?
we-
It's game 7's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's
Tomorrow's game 7.
Why?
So, because Miami's not winning game 7 in Boston.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Jimmy, I believe.
Oh, wait. 14 point last night, Jimmy Butler. Should we play a fun game? I love when we play fun, quick games on this show. Fun, quick game for both of you. Who scored more points last night? Jimmy Buckets, the G stands for Gits, or Haywood Highsmith, the H.
Dude, I just listed.
Where was Jason
No.
Tatum the first 3 fucking games? Where was Jason Tatum the first 3 games? Tell me that. Where was he? Where was he,
None of
huh?
that matters anymore.
Oh no, none of it matters.
Oh, none of that
The
matters.
Heat are still up. The Heat are still up in the series, Jackson, and they're going back home to Miami. Do you know what's in Miami? That's Jimmy Butler's.
Not a lot of
fucking
basketball.
home. It's his mecca. He makes coffee. He does it all. And you know
Does
what?
he actually make
He's
coffee?
gonna do it all.
Does he actually make coffee?
I think he's really into coffee. It was like a big thing over like
The bubble.
the bubble. Yeah, the bubble.
But he was like a
famous
coffee.
He was
Really?
selling a cup of coffee for like $12 or something.
He was selling coffee?
Yeah,
You
it's
sell
true
it?
at the bubble.
No way.
Yeah, Jimmy's coffee is pretty
I've
expensive.
always loved Jimmy Butler. But no, so for me, what I think is, yeah, you're getting some love, Nick, in the chat. Nick on fire.
Hey,
Boom,
yeah.
bang.
Love it.
Okay.
GP.
I think personally, looking at this, we need Bam Adebayo to come out. All right, Bam Adebayo is the second star here, and they just need him to be more aggressive. I mean, they're coming out, and here's a little stat. The Heat have been outscored by 44 points in the last 2 games with Butler on the court. After a blistering start to the series for Butler, he's also been seeing more double teams, and he hasn't been able to get to his spots on offense with the same ability that we were seeing him during the playoffs. So with that, then, you know, hopefully Gabe Vincent's back. And now Kyle Lowry and Kevin Love, 2 guys who had been really good for them, are starting to become played off the floor because they're not athletic enough to keep up with the Celtics in transition. And now we're seeing Haywood Highsmith, which isn't bad. I mean, like you said, he had 15 points and Caleb Martin had 14. They got to figure out, like, we couldn't even see Cody Zeller, okay, really that much. Like they're limited now in their rotation because what the Celtics have counteracted is with Derek White and all the athleticism they're putting out there, that the Kyle Lowry, Cody Zeller, Kevin Love, they are problematic because they're not able to keep up with the speed of the Celtics at this point. Because as soon as the Celtics get a rebound, they're sprinting so far up the court that like only 1 or 2 Heat players can get back in time, even though like everyone's running full speed. It's just, you know, age. And like literally Duncan Robinson was insane out there. Also, Luke showed me a video of Duncan Robinson's Bam Adebayo connection. It's like 3-minute highlight of like every pass. Like the Duncan Robinson Bam Adebayo connection is like one of the most unreal things in the world. It's like probably like if Duncan could just pass the Bam every play, he'd probably average a double-double. Like QWERTY's over here. Jimmy about to blow.
Heat culture. Made me chuckle.
It does.
I really
Jimmy.
don't think he will. I don't think he's
I
going to
think-
abroad.
I think there's a little bit of fatigue, but I think it's also Eric Spoelstra. They got to go in the lab and figure out a way. Because another thing is there was multiple times where the Heat had good defense, and then Derek White would just splash a 3 or someone. Or like, dude, every time the Heat tried to come back, they would fucking the Celtics would be like, "Oh, we're just gonna hit 3 threes in a row."
I will say, yeah, the first and second quarter, especially in that second quarter, it felt like anytime Butler, like the Heat were trying to make a comeback, yeah, Derek White hits a three or somebody drives and makes it. Like,
I don't mean to cut you off. I literally look at Luke. There's about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Jimmy Butler steals the ball and goes up to dunk, and Derek White fouls him. And I turn to Luke, and I'm like, I think this could be like where the momentum turns and like the thing, because I think they cut the lead down. It was like at that point, like 59, like 68 or something, or 67, something like that. It became an 8-point game, or maybe it was like a 10-point game, whatever. And then he get another basket after that. But then fucking the Celtics, Derek White hits a three. I think Marcus Smart hit a three, and then Jason Tatum got a dunk, and then they closed half. And I was like, I think it was like a 14-point lead going to half. I was like, that, because we were like, all right, he just cut the lead down. They're gonna go into half with this energy, and then the Celtics just fucking right back in their face. And I don't even know how to.
Big energy game. I think the Garden helped them out there.
It did. Also, you know who's been helping them out a lot? McLovin.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys been seeing him?
He's on the sidelines there, man.
Jackson,
he's all over my TikTok.
Jackson, you've not been seeing, yeah. I haven't seen him on TikTok. He just literally, I looked at my friends. I was like, "Is that fucking McLovin?" Because I know he like McLovin had a rebrand. Now he's got like a goatee and like he's tatted up.
Really?
Yeah, because he like got typecasted, and I watched the video on it the other day. Like his role slowed down, but like now he's getting critically acclaimed again because I think he's playing like a dad now or like a stepdad in a new series or something like that.
He fits a stepdad.
Something like that, yeah. He has like a new show that like people are like applauding him for like reinventing himself.
I actually watched a little Superbad yesterday. It was one.
Dude, I used to be able to watch Superbad, but it's like Superbad's one of those movies when you get to college, it's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Your first 2 years of college, you walk into like whatever place you go to smoke all the time. Superbad's on like once or twice a week. Same thing with like Always Sunny. It's like I can't watch Always Sunny on my free time anymore because like I saw it so much in high school, like on loop, and then I came to college and everyone was still watching it to the point where I was like, dude, guys, I've seen every episode like 8 times. Like there's certain episodes, like I can watch older ones, but the newer ones, I don't care. I know, you know what I mean?
I didn't have enough friends in college to have that issue, so
yeah, you should watch Reno 911. There's like this good bit where
there's that guy.
The KKK who's trying to fix their relationship with black people. Okay, they have like a whole bit through the series where
my goodness,
they're forgiving KKK members. They're like, oh wait, like he actually gets engaged with a black woman and she's so happy, and like they're like trying to put up sides, like hold charity events to help like foster their connections, and like they're trying to kill the stigma that like the KKK is.
If you would rather not watch the Heat blow out the Celtics on Saturday night, I would definitely watch Reno 911 because it's a great series. And would probably
you guys probably like Brooklyn
955.
You guys probably like Brooklyn.
I already seen it all.
11 or whatever it is.
Brooklyn 911.
Yeah, and you probably love it, right?
I've seen it multiple times.
Oh, you don't love it though? Oh yeah, so you love it.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Reno 911, dude, is a completely different show. It's completely different.
Really?
It's completely different.
All right, right here. I'm about to play you a scene.
I will say that
season they'll have like Gary the Klansman like bit where he's like trying to like show that they're turning a corner and that like they're trying to like be better. It's the stupidest bit ever. It's like, or have you seen Boondocks?
No.
Uncle Ruckus is a guy. It's like Boondocks is like a black satirical anime, and like they have a lot of characters who are like self-deprecating black people, making fun of like Thomas Sowell, Herschel Walker, and like Candace Owens. And one of them is called Uncle Ruckus, where he's a black guy who hates white people, and he says he suffers from reverse vertigo, that he was born white but he turned black.
Like Sammy Sosa. Or it was Sammy Sosa was
he was black and turned white.
Yeah.
Is that actually real?
Yeah.
Well,
it's vertigo.
Sammy Sosa looks white. I think he did. Did he do? I want to look up this current picture of Sammy Sosa now.
It's like a horrible Sammy Sosa these days. It's just terrible. Or a couple of years ago.
Oh
Is
my
he dead?
god! No,
How bad is
dude,
it?
but it's so bad. Like, just Google Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, he looks so bad.
1 second, I got
There's
something to
been
show you guys.
images, and it's just like, how does somebody change color that much?
Talk all day about how much. I've listened to your black ass talk all day about how much you can't stand black folks.
Ain't two of them in the history of the world that's worth a squirrel for it.
Oh, how much you love white folks.
Best thing the good Lord ever did for the planet Earth.
Ruckus, you black as the ace of spades, man.
I don't see the need for you to go and insult the man after a game of checkers. We've been reminiscing all day, looking in each other's eyes, acting like we like each other. Now you got to go ahead and remind me of my ailment.
Ailment?
That's right. You heard of vitiligo? Shoot, well, I got re-vitiligo. Every year, my skin just seemed to get blacker and darker and blacker and then more darker. It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson got. Lucky bastard.
You've never seen Boondocks? It's on HBO Max. It's actually from a guy who went to Maryland from Baltimore. It's like making
had HBO Max and like ever.
It's like it's just making it's a good show making fun of like not
I
making
sent
fun.
the picture.
What's the picture? Where is it? In the group chat?
Sammy Sosa, yeah.
Let me look at it. Also, we got some news about Detroit Pistons that we'll talk in a sec.
I'm gonna talk about the Celtics.
No way, that's not Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Is this my choice?
Is
Or
this
is this
one?
I don't know.
Is this a disease?
Like, that's what I'm.
I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
Look
Like,
at his
it's,
eyes, man. He looks.
Yeah, I'm
I
confused,
don't know.
guys. I'm confused. Is this real? This can't be Sammy Sosa. I don't know. This is scary. He also looks like he could be John Legend's cousin at this point. Or uncle. Like he's John Legend's uncle. Or the Weeknd's
I guess-
uncle.
He's bleached his skin, yeah.
He's bleached his skin.
He mistakenly used a cosmetic bleach on his skin.
Are we putting
This article is like a week old or 2 weeks old.
dude?
Because it says Sammy Sosa black again.
Oh, jeez.
Also, what happened to Sammy Sosa's like shape of his head? Like his head
He
completely
just got
changed.
fatter.
Steroids.
I don't know. Sammy Sosa looks.
Steroids.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa looks more like he played
Right.
guitar and like a popular like in the Temptations than he did playing baseball.
Yeah.
This is fucking insane. I can't even believe this is a real picture I'm looking at. All right, let's talk about the.
I'm gonna talk Celtics Heat here.
Well, Sammy denies all steroids.
We just talked Celtics Heat.
You guys were both like complaining about why the Heat aren't winning, why they didn't win, and they're gonna go win in Miami.
Yeah, because Gabe Vincent was out too. Cool.
Miami is
Yeah.
not a scary place to play basketball. I just want to let that record
Okay.
show. It wasn't even scary when LeBron was there. That's the thing. People don't show up till the second half because they're too busy living in Miami.
Wait, Gerard Collins is no longer running for the Pistons job. They just cut Gerard Collins out.
The cousin of Jason,
Yeah, the not the gay one.
not the gay Jason Collins.
Yeah, Jason Collins is gay. Jerron is his
Yeah.
twin brother. And when they went on
yeah,
when they went on Conan O'Brien, Jerron Collins wore a short saying "not the gay one."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no. I should have jabbed while I had the chances. Duncan Robinson with 9 assists last night.
Yeah,
Also-
Duncan Robinson.
Jason Tatum, phenomenal job distributing the basketball. 11 assists, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. Jaylen Brown made 3 of 5 threes. I think that's a big deal. But no, I mean, playing in Miami, if they can win in Miami, I would feel 100% confident they pull it off. It's going to be tough. I mean, they just did it, though. They just did it. Once again, the Heat quitting in the fourth quarter, saved their legs. They got through the play, and they've had a long way. Boston Celtics are, what are they now in elimination games? 5-0 or 4-0?
Dude, the Heat lost the play game in the conference finals.
It's insane. It is insane. They played the Bulls. The Bulls could have made it into the play-in tournament, and we would have won like one game. But it's easier to make your
go.
It's easier to make your shots at home. It's just when the Celtics are hitting threes, which they had all playoffs and they had all regular season, when they're hitting their threes, it's just so much easier to get back on defense and to give your full intensity. And I think Derek White, Grant Williams, the Boston Celtics are shutting down Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, as you're saying. I don't like the double teams. I don't like the traps because I do think Strus and Robinson and Caleb and Love and Lowry and Vincent, I think they're all going to knock down those shots sooner rather than later if they're going to be wide open. But Derek White, Marcus Smart, great jobs. But it all starts on defense, and they only let Miami score 20 points in the first quarter.
All right. So we talked about it yesterday. Monty Williams declined the opportunity to coach the Pistons. Jerron Collins is not in the running anymore. So I made a video about 2 weeks ago saying that Kevin Ollie from Sources was the front runner to be the new head coach. Like at the combine, people were just asking anybody who was an overtime elite what their thoughts on Kevin Ollie was. And Troy Weaver tried hiring Kevin Ollie before hiring, I believe it was Billy Donovan in 2015 for the Thunder. And so there's a connection between Troy Weaver and Kevin Ollie played for Troy Weaver and helped mentor Kevin Durant. So they interviewed on Thursday Kevin Ollie. The supposed plan is on today they're going to interview Charles Lee. So I expect this weekend we'll hear who will be announced as the head coach, even though we were told that I believe it's the Bucks are the furthest, or the Mark Stein yesterday reported that the Bucks are the closest to hiring a coach, which seems like it's Adrian Griffin after Giannis Antetokounmpo publicly endorsed him. And then yesterday as well, we heard that Kevin Young was publicly endorsed by Devin Booker to be the head coach of the Suns. So at this point, I'm expecting Pistons will hire Kevin Ollie, Bucks will hire Adrian Griffin, Suns will hire Kevin Young, and it's looking like I think Nick Nurse is either going to, if he doesn't, I don't know if he even wants the Philadelphia job.
It's going to be Boston, Serho. Let's say it out as it's going to be Boston because
Mazzulla's not getting
won't be
fired.
coaching. Yeah.
Dude, if Boston
What
fired
happened-
Joe
yeah.
Mazzulla, they're either hiring Nick Nurse or they're hiring my man, or Brad Stevens is pulling the Kevin McHale, Greg Popovich, and coming back down and just he's running the full team.
Joe Mazzulla saved his job with Game 4, and then he significantly locked himself into next year with a win last night.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, I don't think they're firing him. More and more reports have came out that they are fully comfortable letting Joe Mazzulla grow into his role.
If I'm any other team in the East, I'm super happy to hear that. Good. I don't think Joe Mazzulla is the guy anymore. You know, I just look at him and I'm like,
I think Joe's staying. I've gone to the point Joe's staying.
I'm just
Joe
going to keep
should
bringing it
stay.
up that he's going to
Four coaches in 4 years.
for Luke.
Luke's still under the belief that he's getting fired as well.
I got to show it. Yeah, I think they lose Saturday night and he gets fired like on Monday. Watch, I'll stick to it.
So the Knicks actually tried to trade for Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt during the deadline. They were trying to trade Evan Fournier and picks. And the reason why they did that is the guy who is the exec for he's a consultant advisor for the Knicks, was the former Timberwolves president of basketball operations, Gerson Rosas, who was the one who re-signed Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt.
They definitely could have used Malik Beasley.
I don't know, man. Malik Beasley, did you just see it? He posted a tweet last night saying this comeback is personal. I was like, comeback for what? Come back for what? Like, dude, you had a bad shooting year. Dude, Malik Beasley, Malik Beasley. I mean, he's streaky. That's what Malik Beasley is. He's a guy. He's a volume scorer. He'll have like a month or 2 month stretch where he touches God, and then there's another 2 month stretch where like Malik Beasley forgets how to shoot and chases after Larsa Pippen's dump, like diaper ass. Also, I hope during scrimmages, Malik Beasley called Scottie Pippen his son, or said, "Call me dad," or something like that.
If I'm Scottie Pippen Jr., I just want to change my name and leave the country, man. Like, I would go play in the NWBL. I don't know.
Is that touching a line? Is that touching? You're not allowed to say that. It'd be like,
yeah, like he's a kid. What does he do? What? It's his mom.
Yeah.
He's got no control over it. Like, he probably doesn't.
Malik Beasley dunks on Scottie Pippen. Sit down, son. Sit down, son. Get out of daddy's way.
I'm so glad my mom's like 6. I would never. Larsa Pippen, like, I feel so bad for Scottie Pippen Jr. that he deserves so much more.
All right, we got one other thing that I want to talk about before I got to get ready for work and you guys can take over. LeBron James might be getting surgery. What are your guys' thoughts on that? And is it right to react? And I was talking about this with Luke yesterday, that what if this foot injury is what caused LeBron to look like the worst version of himself that we had ever seen before, in terms of, people are saying he's washed and stuff. Maybe the reason he couldn't take over in the fourth quarter is like all the Toradol and painkillers they would give him, because I'm pretty sure you can only get treatment once or twice. I think they can only treat you once. Like, they can't, like, if you get treated at the beginning of the game, they can't give you treatment again at halftime. So I think what maybe here is that, like, LeBron, like, by the fourth quarter, like, whatever treatment they were giving him, like, he basically, by the fourth quarter, like, all the pain in his foot would come back and he'd be literally, like, he was playing on one foot. He might need surgery. What are your guys' thoughts?
He played on one foot for like half the year.
I know, but like by the end, that's why it was so bad, was that like playing on it for the rest of the season, like the drugs or whatever, like treatment they were getting him, it just wasn't enough, because I assume they're giving him Toradol, which is like an anti-inflammatory. Like Pat McAfee says, you get Toradol and you literally, for like 2-3 hours, you feel like you're 12 again, no pain, whatever. But he's like, by the end of the game, when that shit wears off, you're like in worse shape than you were before they gave it to you, because you just fucking like played as if like you had no pain. So yeah, no, I wonder. I mean, if surgery is required, I say get surgery. But he's never came out and said what the injury is. We just know it's a tendon in the foot that's torn, right? Isn't that all we know?
Kind of, yeah. I feel like he keeps it under wraps. LeBron,
like, they haven't came out and said if it's like plantar fasciitis, or like they haven't said it's like a torn ligament, or like what specific muscle. Like, I know there's Brian Sutter just put out a video discussing it. So let me see if I can skip to it.
You could definitely see him, like, he was playing hurt this entire series, this entire playoffs. And I think that's why you saw him take a back seat as well.
Jackson?
Well, I mean, yeah, he was hurt, but I think took a back seat because he's in year 20 and it should be AD. Yeah. But I mean, he still did a great job. Still a great series. Just couldn't hit a three.
I think that's like part of the reason, like his foot was messed up. Okay, so right here, let me show you this. Is it sharing the screen? Okay, so right here, right.
This dude's a nerd.
I've shown all the different muscles around the ankle and in the foot. And as you can see, there are a lot of them. The tendon, of course, is the part of the muscle unit that connects the muscle to the bone. Ligaments connect bones to bones, but tendons connect muscles to bones. What I was talking about with that little bit of inversion that LeBron gets, there's two tendons on the outside of the ankle called the peroneus longus and the peroneus brevis, highlighted here in yellow. These big long tendons that wrap around the outside of our ankle, bone prominence called the lateral malleolus, and they're really important to help stabilize our ankle whenever we have something like an ankle sprain. Certainly, you can have some little partial thickness tears that we call like a longitudinal split tear, where there's just tendons in his foot that would have been torn. When we talk about just severity of a tendon injury, of course, a grade 1 is going to be just a little bit of a strain. It's going to be more partial tear versus grade 3, a big full rupture. I find it hard to believe that LeBron was playing with any sort of true rupture, because when we get ruptures of tendons, we start.
All right. So that being said,
It wasn't a rupture though.
No, I don't think it was a rupture, but right there, I think I just wanted to put that out there.
I think it explains why he couldn't make threes. Something wrong with his foot. Like,
yeah, no.
Jackson said.
I just wanted to put that video up to give us a little visual representation of like what that injury could look like or where it is. First off, that's not even what I was thinking. So it seems like it's either something with his ankle or like inside his foot. But it's good to hear that it's probably not a full rupture, like he said, because I assumed that like it was a full rupture, that man could not walk. But how the fuck do you fix that shit? I didn't want to play any more of the video because I don't know like how douchey Brian Sutter is in terms of like his claim. So I only played like 10 seconds.
Brian Sutter's the type of dude to see the Kyrie tweet and just tweet that he's done, that he's no longer a Kyrie fan.
Why'd you say that like you're almost out of breath? Right. Let me put on real quickly this Pirtle, and then you guys can take over.
I gotta go. I got many hours of driving today.
Where are you driving?
Bradenton.
Bro, that's like 2 hours.
I know.
What's that?
You made it. It's probably not even an hour from Fort Myers.
It's 2 hours.
It's like 2 hours, dude. You're just driving to Tampa.
4 hours of driving. Yeah, that's 4 hours of driving.
I drove 18 hours 2 days ago. That's long. That's many hours of driving.
Yeah.
You made it seem like you were driving to like, I don't know,
Jacksonville,
Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia. Like you made it seem like you were leaving the States or driving to Chicago, not that you were just driving to a different county.
It's still far.
It's not though.
4 hours of driving is a lot of driving.
Dude, it's honestly.
I agree.
Yeah. So what? I don't
know, man. Yeah, like yesterday.
Golf?
No.
Oh, so you guys know this DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one, man. They should give you better ones.
All right.
Domination.
It's a lot of driving, Jackson. I agree.
Yeah, a lot of driving.
I gotta download Spotify.
What? Why isn't Spotify on your phone? What do you do when you live in the car?
I listen to 102.9.
Wait, you listen to the radio by choice?
Yeah.
You're a noble man.
It's classic rock.
Yeah, do you not pay for Spotify?
Do I not what?
Do you pay for Spotify?
Yeah.
But you don't have it downloaded. That just seems like a bad investment.
Sometimes I want it. Some days at the gym I want to listen to like some music. Just depends on the mood. Podcast.
Jackson, for the longest time, didn't have an aux cord in his car because it was filled with what, like coins, or what's it?
No, I just didn't know
or
that.
You couldn't find the cord.
Yeah, and then Alex got it.
What is a Creighton?
What I got too.
I'm a Creighton. You get 2 phones?
What?
Got one for the plug and one for the other one.
Why'd you get a red one?
I got 2.
Because
it's fucking sick.
You should get cases on them.
Hold on, I'm Shams. Hell no. I'm a geek.
Dude, when we were at the did I tell you guys I watched my Shams like 5 times. Like my first 5 seconds walking into the lobby of the NBA draft combine, Shams on the phone underneath the escalator, like pacing back and forth. And I was talking to scouts and I was like, what if they've met Shams? And they're like, fuck no, the guy's a tool. They were all just fucking ripping on Shams. And they said like they've seen people go introduce themselves and like Shams like just sticks out his hands, keeps looking at his phone and like walks away.
He's a loyal.
I don't think Shams has much of a soul left.
Yeah, and then, dude, and I tell you the most awkward thing. So I'm walking. Malika Andrews on the first day is like on her desk, like on her phone, like in between, like
this is my show.
Yeah,
this is my show.
And we're walking by, and I make direct eye contact with Malika, and I smile, and then we just smile, and she smiles back, and then just looks down at her phone, and I was just like, at the point I was like. So hard fighting the urge of waving. Like I like in my mind I wanted to wave.
You should have.
Let me just walk by. It was just like this. I didn't even mean to. I just looked at her and she just looked at me and we were just there and I didn't know what to do. So I was like, then, like I just smiled. I was just and then she just smiled back. And then we just both looked down and I just kept walking.
I think you smiled exactly like you did on camera.
I don't know how I smiled. That's how it looked. That's how I did. I was just walking normal, and then I just did this, and then she like smiled back, and we just kept walking.
Yeah, you should have shot her some hand pistols.
Cyro just went away.
Then now that I see me smiling, I definitely smiled like that. I was just straight face. And then just kept, and she smiled like I didn't know what to do. It was like the first 2 hours at my first NBA draft combine as a media member. Also, I kept walking by Woj and Bobby Marks. First off, I could probably, but Woj and I were in a fist fight to the death. I would fucking kill Woj. I will say that's like not even close. Like I'm not saying like I'm a big guy. I got the reach. That guy's like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, he's probably a little slow. Yeah, true.
She's actually like, I'm actually a Malika Andrews fan. She's kind of hot in person. I didn't really think she was that hot on TV, but like I'd suck a fart at her ass in person.
Oh, wow.
I've always thought she was attractive on TV. I've never seen.
I don't think her sister is. Kendra's ugly. Kendra's like the lesser of the two.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Kendra has like a bigger, like a rounder nose.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Bobby Marks was there. Bobby Marks literally looks like the cheap version of Scott Van Pelt. They wanted like
I can't get over Shams being a dick, man. He's an alumni of Loyola, man. They're not dicks.
Yeah, dude, like everyone said he was a tool. Like everyone said he was a tool and he thinks like he's hot shit. And supposedly
how did he get that job? How did Shams become Shams?
He was Woj's apprentice at ESPN at Yahoo. Before Woj went to ESPN. And then The Athletic, when they started, they got him. From what I've also heard is Shams, like he's got sources, but like a lot of his stuff, he gets like help. Like for some, if you look at his stuff, he always tags someone. And it's like it seems like The Athletic makes sure that he's the one breaking a lot of the news and then just tag the person who just told them the news because like of how many followers he has. All right, I'm gonna head out.
Have a great day at work.
Thank you.
And have a great day driving, Jackson. I hope you have a safe drive.
You guys try to end the stream?
Yeah, I'm getting out of here unless Nick wants to get into hour 2 of football.
On Monday. We'll bring it right after the draft.
All right, see ya.